when it comes to like your career, you've done a lot of different things, man. Like you told me that you wrote a few projects like while you were incarcerated. You actually did you actually get those published?
Actually, all of the writings and stuff that I did, I didn't even come home and utilize them.
Oh,
because
okay.
I got into actually rapping to beats.
Right.
And actually rapping to melodies and actually formatting what was going on versus what I had wrote. Because when you in there, you write into acapella beats and you making, I might have heard a beat that was relevant in 2011, but 2015, that beat is dead and gone. That wave is dead and gone. So I never even actually utilized all of them books. I still have them as a safe keep, but I never even really got to go back and use all of that. And I'm talking about 5 of them black and white notebooks, page after page, front and back, small letters, literally bar after bar, rhyme after rhyme, like just going in. It's stuff that I wrote in there that if I got a chance to deliver it and do some of it out here, some of it's so intellectual because I started using dictionaries in there and coming up with stuff, you know what I mean? Kendrick Lamar was hot at the time, so I'm trying to think of how I can sound and be just as big as Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in there making rhymes and formulating stuff to feed off of that type of energy. So it was like I never really came home and published none of that stuff. And even to my book that I wrote, I still have all of that and it's typed up. I just never put it out because I just been so busy with actually doing the music and never really felt like it was the time. But the more and more I keep doing stuff, everybody keep telling me like, bro, you need to go ahead and drop your book, because the people that have read it is like, nah, that's dope, and you don't even know what you're holding from the world.
What do you before I ask my next question, I'm just gonna want to know real quick, do you have a title for the book?
Yes.
What's the name of it?
The title for the book is Life Without the Possibility to See Daylight.
Wow.
Yeah. And the book is something that's
we gonna talk more about that.
Yeah. That book gonna turn you into a whole nother world, because you gonna get so many things I've been through in that book to really understand, like the title mixed with the play off the book and everything. It's crazy.
Fact. So but I do want to ask you, with all of this stuff that we've been discussing, man, even at, what are you, 31, 32?
32.
32. You live a full life, man. Like, you live a full life. So like, and you still going. You still going. You still got a lot of shit that you're gonna do and that you want to do. So I want to ask you, like, to date, what is your biggest accomplishment?
My biggest accomplishment. I don't even know, because it's like you could talk about awards, but I would say the biggest thing that I've probably done was go to the BET Awards.
Yeah, I was about to say overall. Just overall.
Going to the BET Awards and really seeing how that was, and being backstage and being able to network with people. And
what year was that?
This was 2016, I think, or 2017. Might have been 2017.
Okay.
That's when I met Master P and Romeo and Bishop Don Juan, and I actually met HaHa Davis that year. I met
he was already living in LA by the time.
I don't know. I think he was still living in Detroit.
In Detroit, okay.
He leveled up so much since then that it's like he had a wave, but this was still before this major wave that he really took with the bringing out Pops and all of that. This was like the beginning almost of HaHa for real during that phase. So, but all of the people, it was just like I met so many people, bro, and being in the same hotel rooms with these people and being behind the stage with these people, like really seeing like everything that was going on, and I wasn't even really in my mind at that level to really do this stuff. I'm just networking, making all of these things happen based off of the people that I knew, and the people that I actually went there with was some Detroit natives, which is Fresh the Clowns. And
yeah, I know.
And that's
Fresh the Clowns.
Yeah, so that's how I actually ended up turning into that whole situation, and it turned into another thing. So besides that, I mean, it's just so many things that I don't know. I done been to so many places and got so many gratifications for some of the things that I've done. I guess the next biggest thing would be the building. Like, I made a empty space that was a warehouse into a 17-room facility that ran a whole artist development company, which is why you know a lot of the artists, because they was coming through our network to actually be developed and doing showcases.
What's
the network. The company name was the Network.
The Network. Okay, that's what's up. So, like, that's good, because that actually transitions into my next question. Where I want to talk about investing, because you actually just gave us a situation to where you bet on yourself. You actually invested into yourself. So I want to ask you, like, what is it that you feel that's important about investing into yourself that made you do that? Because honestly, with all of the plugs and relationships that you've been building, you probably would have still been all right never doing it. Like, you probably would have been good just catching bags and letting other people invest into what you got going on. So what do you feel is like the importance of investing into yourself?
I think the main importance of investing into yourself is understanding that at the end of the day, everybody and everything can end or choose its own route or its own lane. For example, even if we take it back to the DMX situation, it's like, say I had been just waiting on that situation to make my situation actually occur. After his passing, what would I have been doing? I would have been lost. Because if I would have put all my eggs in that bag, like, hey, he's about to put me into this situation, he's about to put this tape out with me, he's about to turn me up, and then you lose something like that, now what do you have? Now you kind of go into this world like everything's all over, because you was banking on something that wasn't your thing. But when I realized that you invest into yourself, the whole time as I've been investing into myself, I've been seeing nothing but pointers and pointers and pointers. When it came down to the studio time, when it came down to equipment, when it came down to my lifestyle, when it came down to my living situation, when it came down to my financial freedom, I had to learn that if you invest in yourself, you cannot lose, because you can't quit on yourself unless you quit. Anybody or anything that's putting you in a position can quit on you. Whether they did it deliberately or they just was tired and they quit on themselves, which faulted to quit on you. If you invest in yourself, it's really hard for you to fail, because you're the backbone to the situation and you add things into the pot. So if you got a pot full of roast and they don't got the potatoes, it's still roast. But if you got a pot full of potatoes and it's supposed to be some roast and potatoes and you don't got the roast, who or what do you gonna use to make that roast? Because you're the roast. You got to understand that you're the meat and potatoes of the situation. You're missing it if you're not investing into yourself, because waiting on somebody else to do something for you, it's going to take you way longer to get there than it is if you do it yourself. Because how hard you can go for yourself, nobody else can ever go as hard that you can go for yourself. It ain't one person or one thing in this world that can give you more than you can give yourself, when you talk about if you take the time and get the credibility and earn it for what it's really worth, because that's the only way it really lasts. If somebody might have gave me a bag, I'm going to be honest, I might have blew it and didn't even know I blew it, because I didn't earn it and I didn't work for it, so that it didn't mean nothing to me because it got given to me too easily. And that's what I see a lot of the times with people who are waiting on somebody to invest into them or give them something. They'll get what they was looking for, but it'll go away so fast that they lost at what was going on, because they thought it was something that it wasn't. When it comes to money, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to power, when it comes to any of this stuff, it can be taken just as fast as it could be given. But if you earn it and you do it on your own, it's kind of hard for somebody to discredit me. It's like somebody saying, I didn't do everything that I got receipts for. How can they tell me that I didn't do it if I have all the receipts to show you everything that I did? that was because I invested into myself long enough to show you that, hey, I've done X, Y, and Z. But if somebody else got my catalog and everything that I've done, and somebody else control everything that I do, they can erase it all because they have ownership of it to do that. But because I have ownership of it, they can't just do that. But the moment you give that person or that thing that power, they can make or break you. Why are you giving somebody that much power?
Self-empowerment, self-worth. It's very important.
Very important.
Very important.